Welcome to my channel. This is Lisa. I'm so happy to see you on this channel, and I'm coming this year and this moment to talk to you about the problem in Ivory Coast, about in the Ivory Coast. What is going on about it? I would like to talk to you about it, and I'm originally come from the Ivory Coast, and if the issue is now brought up to the senators in the Washington or in the Senate, it's a true reality. It's true. Go and check it out. This cyber activist about the title, like the children who work in the farm of chocolates, like the coconut trees. It's true. It's true story. And I would like to talk to you a little bit about it because I'm originally from the Ivory Coast. And I would like some serious investigation about the children slave worker for the coconut, the cocoa, the chocolate trees in the Ivory Coast. This, before, it doesn't exist. And I would like to talk to you a little bit about it. We know that the Ivory Coast, the basic resources, like the country is the first foreign provider, the first provider of the chocolates. Basically, like farmers who grow crops of chocolates, like crops of chocolate, chocolate, I can say chocolate fruits. They live in the villages. It's a very difficult job. It's not something easy. It's very difficult. So the children and the parents, often the parent take the children, and often the parent go to the farm alone. They don't go with children. Sometimes the children stay home, and teenagers like care for the children. If there's no teenager, parents go to the farm with the children, but sometimes they're very small. I mean, like they work. They just go and play. And often they're like three years old, so they don't work, or 4. Most of the time, people go to school. When you 6 years old or you 5, you go to town and you work. You don't work in the farm. You don't work in the farm. You can come to the farm on vacation, visit your parents for a little while and you go back. You don't work because you're not used to work in the farm work. So when this current regime, the regime of Mr. Alassane Ouattara, was wanted to be on, they use this argumentation, they use these tricks, make a story, and says like the previous regime, which is the regime of Mr. Gbagbo, was the one who used children. They brought this problem from nowhere, and they accuse Mr. Laurent Gbagbo using children in the coconut farm, which was really, really, really a false accusation, because we're from Ivory Coast and we know how some of our parents grow the crops. It's a very difficult job. So only adults work for it. Bring this video to the senators. I can testify before the previous regime never done that. But because Mr. Alassane Ouattara was wanting to come on power, he used this trick to accuse Mr. Laurent Gbagbo. The problem of Ivory Coast, the United States did not understand it really good. They understood a little bit later. Because when Obama was on, the ex-president Obama, he says that he thought and went straight forward to attack Libya. He was sure that attacking Libya will be a good thing. But after he attacked Libya, he did not prepare. He did not prepare after the attack of Libya. So it was the same thing in Ivory Coast. I say it was the same thing in Ivory Coast. Mr. Laurent Gbagbo, after 8 years of court, he's not guilty. He's not guilty. The trick, when Mr. Alassane Ouattara was wanting to come on power, he brought these children from other nations around Ivory Coast, took photos, and went around all over the world and accused Mr. Laurent Gbagbo about it. But after he done it, and he came in power, he forgot send these children back. This slave children worker started to settle. It settled, and the main activity started to be there. Who are you? And that country is the country from, those countries are the neighbors country from Ivory. This is how it went. And right now, we got a journalist from France. She has this documentary called Envoyé Spécial, who went and investigated about these children, and is still going on in the regime of Mr. Alassane Ouattara. So I'm so glad that those senators started to bring this problem up. Everything the president's wife went to United States, whatever it is, where she went, to lobby for the production or for the fact of the chocolate industry, it's fault. It's fault. Children for real still work in these places, like in the forest. And that documentary was made in the west and the north of Ivory Coast, near Liberia and Bangolo. It's a town name, Bangolo, etc., etc. So they forgot. They make the trick, and they didn't stop it. So really, for now, the game has changed. They are the one who use the children. And I'm coming in this video to testify it's true. I'm original from the Ivory Coast. When we were a child, never a children work in the farm of the fruit who make chocolate. Never. This stupid, idiot idea of slave children work in the coconut farm brought by the regime, the current regime, the regime of Mr. Alassane Ouattara. Investigated. I say investigated. Bring some investigator and do some research. Do your homework. And this man done with his regime. It's like he doesn't. He changed the constitution. Say he has only two mandates. After 2 mandates, he can have 3. It's over for him. He can have 3 mandates. He done it. He has to leave, and other person can come and be the president of Ivory Coast. So there's this video made by a cyber activist, and he's gonna talk in French. I'm gonna show you. I don't want to even listen what she's saying. I don't want to even listen to saying. It's a lie. And this cyber activist will testify, and I confirm it. I'm doing this video to confirm she's lying. She's not telling the truth. When they use this trick, these lies, to say Mr. Laurent Gbagbo using the children, they are the one who made up. They are the one who set up the whole story to accuse him, so they can come on power. Right now, the fields of the chocolate industry, like in Ivory Coast, is a family thing. It's her family, the first lady family, and her husband, Mr. Wattara. It's not even for the government. It's like it became like a private thing for family, which is not right. Which is not right. So I would like a serious investigation about this issue. And it's true. I will show you another video. Let's see here.
Les industriels se sont mis en tête de prouver qu'ils voulaient aussi sauver la planète et garder les mains propres. Et surtout, qu'ils n'avaient plus rien à cacher. Les industriels ne sont absolument plus dans le déni. La déforestation, le travail des enfants dans les plantations, tout ça, c'est des choses dont on parle et dont ils sont tout à fait conscients. Et je vous assure qu'ils ont aussi vraiment du mal. Comment s'appliquent ces bonnes intentions? Et à quoi ressemble le droit chemin? quand on prend vraiment la route. Voici le port d'Abidjan, capitale économique de la Côte d'Ivoire. Le pays produit 40% du cacao de la planète. C'est le premier producteur mondial. Pas de Côte d'Ivoire, pas de chocolat. En Côte d'Ivoire, il n'existe pas de plantation géante contrôlée par les multinationales. Le cacao est cultivé par des centaines de milliers de petits producteurs.
So I will translate what they're saying. So in the Ivory Coast, the farm of the chocolates belong to owners, like private owners. And they went to the west of Ivory Coast in the big forests. Many of the production come from this place. So they went there to investigate about what is going on about the children's slavery, worker in the coconuts, the chocolate fruits. So they went to this place. Those forests are big and huge. There is no living there. There is no settlement there. It was like isolated and far away. So when they enter in those places, there is some rebels who watch who is coming in and who is going out. So there are like 10 kilometers from Liberia. And this forest supposedly to be like a preserved forest. But right now, because of the farm of the cacao, there's nothing there. There's no living. This forest has been devastated by the farm of cacao. So far away, you can notice like a villages. And there, people who live there are a little bit, worried, a little bit alert about what's going on, because they heard that some journalists will come and do some reports. So over there, the population was like children and young men. So for real, their children are working. They're working hard. So there, 3 workers over 1 is a child. And this worker comes from Burkina Faso, which is a neighbor country from Ivory Coast. So those children sometimes have diseases like malaria and a lot of diseases. There's no health care. There's no care for them. So this teenager name is Draman. He came to this plantation when he was, I think he said like he was like 15. Now he's 21. And he worked for free from almost 6 years. He didn't get any paid. And after 6 years, his boss told him that he can have a little portion of land to grow his own crops. He wasn't paid for 6 years. For 6 years, he hasn't been paid. So this report was made in 2019, like 11 January 2019. So it's recent. And the person who is on the regime is Mr. Alassane Ouattara.
Le gouvernement affirme recenser les planteurs. Ensuite, ils devraient être déplacés et concentrés dans des zones dédiées exclusivement au cacao. 40% de la forêt sera sacrifiée pour pouvoir sauver le reste et permettre de redonner vie à la forêt, si c'est encore possible. Tous les jeunes qui travaillent ici sont arrivés enfants.
So all the children who came there, like the teenager who came in this plantation, before they were coming, they were young. They were like a child. They were children. They were children. They're not like adults. So they came as a child, and they grew all the way in this plantation for some of them 6 years, some of them 7 years, so on and on. So this man, this guy, he came when he was 16. Now he's 21. He hasn't seen his parents for 6 freaking years because he does not have money. He has to work for 6 years before even be getting paid and have maybe a small land to grow his own farm. He worked 5 years for free. 5 years for free without being paid. So means what? He has to grow his own farm, wait until the farm became, good and produce his own coconuts.
Pendant 6 ans. Voilà. C'est comme du travail esclave, ça. C'est comme du travail esclave, ça. Oui, c'est comme déjà. Mais comme tu voulais pour toi. Mais c'est là, ça ne produit pas. Non, maintenant, ça produit. Parce que ça gagne chaque demi cette année-là. Un sac et demi, c'est 180 kilos de cacao. 210 euros. C'est désormais ce qu'Ali va gagner chaque année.
So this man, his boss did not give him money for 6 years. So after giving him like a farm, he produced one. This is a little child who is working. He just came in the farm. He's so young. He looked like a child who is maybe 8 years old or 9. They asked him how much he's been paid. They're not gonna tell because they see this white man. They're not gonna tell. You know that they're like a journalist. They're not gonna tell. He's not gonna get paid. He's not gonna get paid. See how he's young? So they're gonna pay him when he's gonna grow up. That's what the man says. Means like if he's 9, he's gonna wait until he get like 21 years old before get a little portion of land to grow his own chocolate farm. I mean, I can say that. So they go to some town who are near like the neighbor countries to collect these children. And often these children come from Burkina Faso, so and so on. So this is what they are talking about in this. Partagez la vidéo les gars, partagez, invitez les gens.
3 enfants pour les faire travailler quelques années
So that we're gonna take like children, to work for no paid for year and year and year. And these children often come from Burkina Faso. So this is this is like the dealer. This is the dealer, but right now, during like the reports, there are alerts that some investigation has been done. So they will hide and they're not gonna do any traffic or any dealing. So I'm going to stop this video. I hope you guys will take my video all the way to Washington, D.C. I'm not in the state right now. If I was in the state, my step, I will go to Washington, D.C. and I'm going to write a letter and just talk about this issue. But right now, I'm overseas, so I cannot do anything. But what I can do to help my own, to help my, my country, Ivory Coast, is just tell the truth and also confirm and testify this issue is going on. It happened like this since this man is in power. So I hope you guys will share the video, like, and comments. See you and have a good day now. Bye.